everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen, and today's video, if you can figure it out from this little blurb here, is going to be just how to make a chocolate cake. I've got a nice chocolate cake recipe that I found I've been working with. It's very easy, very tasty, makes great cake. So if you're ready to give it a shot, let's go. Now you're going to be putting everything into one bowl. You could do the bowl like I'm doing, or you could start right into your mixer. I'm going to start with 2 cups of sugar, just white granulated sugar. Add 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. I'm going to add 2 cups now of flour. This is just regular all-purpose flour. Now I'm adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder and then 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. So you're going to use both baking powder and baking soda in this recipe. Okay, now I'm going to add some espresso powder or coffee grounds, whatever you want, 1 teaspoon of that, and then a teaspoon of salt. Okay, this is where I said before you could start in a bowl or you could just put it all right into your mixer if you wanted to. If you do put it into a bowl first, now move it into your mixer. And then I'm just putting a regular paddle in there and I'm just going to stir up my dry ingredients, just kind of give them a little whirl. And I'm not sure if you can see there, but I've got 1 cup of milk. This is just regular milk sitting on the counter, and 2 eggs, which you can't quite see right now, that are coming to room temperature. So you want everything to be at room temperature when you start adding your wet ingredients into the mix. Now, like I said, that's my 1 cup of milk, and I'm just going to gradually pour it into my mixer, and it's going to make it very thick and very chunky and kind of messy. But it's okay. That's just how it's going to go for now. Once you are happy with how that's mixed in, you're going to add some vegetable oil. It's going to be 1/2 cup. You could use, canola oil, coconut oil, as long as it's melted, anything to substitute, but vegetable oil, 1/2 cup. All right, here are my 2 eggs. They're 2 large eggs. I always crack them into, or I should say, I should always crack them into another bowl first, to make sure I don't put any eggshells in there. Sometimes I do get lazy. Add those eggs to your cake mix one at a time. Let them mix in a little bit before you add the next one. You're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And this last part is going to be 1 cup of boiling water. So what you're going to do, put a cup of water on the stove, get it going to a nice boil. You can see the bubbles there, and the steam coming off. When you add your 1 cup of boiling water to this, it's going to turn it into like soup, like poop soup is what I call it. It looks terrible. However, that's exactly how it should look. I don't know if this is based on a depression cake recipe where they used like a lot of different things like boiled water to get the cocoa powder to get its flavor to come out. I'm not sure. But when you're adding this, I do know this for sure, go slowly. You do not want boiling hot water to get tossed up because your paddle is mixing it too hard and it flies out and hits your arm and burns you. So be careful. Okay, you're going to want to stop it at some point, get a little bit of a spatula scrape going, make sure everything off the bottom is mixed in. I am adding some chocolate chips to it. It's a kind of a to taste, as my Italian grandfather-in-law would say, to taste type of thing. But they do settle. So, keep it in mind if you're going to add them. They're going to settle to the bottom because this is very soupy. Now I've got 3 lined and greased cake pans. Those are 6-inch. This will also make 2 9-inch cakes, but I like a taller cake, so I went with the 3 6 inches. And you're going to bake them at 350 degrees for about 35 minutes or until they test clean, with a toothpick or a cake tester. Let them cool on the rack. Now these are very moist cakes. They're a little on the more dense side as well. So when you let them cool on the cooling rack, mine ended up with like little waffle prints on the underside from where it sat. Did not affect the taste whatsoever, but when you cut them open, you can see just how dark and how rich it is. So it's a very nice cake. It rises very nicely. I gotta say, sometimes I don't have so much good luck with that, but this one has always worked for me. It's always come out true, so I recommend it. It's worth a shot. Put it with some really good chocolate ganache or some nice rich filling of some sort. Yeah, that'll do it for you. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe because it really does help me out as well. I've got a lot of other videos out there as well as a chocolate ganache recipe if you'd like to take a look at that one. And as always, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.